Hello everyone, Rena here. Welcome to my channel. Good afternoon or whatever time it is where you are. Okay, so today I figured I would talk about something very basic, something I haven't really spoken much about yet, in regards to spell work. Now there's 1,000,005 videos on here about how to cast a spell, what is a spell, all sorts of different types of spells. But I figured I'd throw my 2 cents in here for those of you that watch me, if you've never done that before or whatever else. So, we're casting spells because we're witches, we're sorcerers, we want what we want, so we have to get those things and we need to manifest them. It's not like Harry Potter or anything. It's not as simple as waving my wand or pointing my finger or wiggling my nose. It's not like that at all. Magic is a very mysterious type of a thing, but then again, it's also not. A lot of things that we see in magic can be backed in psychology. The way we manipulate our own minds in mastery of the mind, emotions, and being able to focus and delving into the subconscious mind and pushing that into the conscious mind. So when we cast a spell, we have components oftentimes, but sometimes we don't. The reason for that is because the magic is inside of us. And the tools and the stuff and the things and the ingredients and the candles and the incense and all the stuff and the things and the things and the stuff is, they're all just a means of getting us into that mind space and that head space. And you don't necessarily need to have all of it. Now, you want to start practicing things like ceremonial magic and stuff like that. It helps. And some spirits are sticklers for ritual and stuff like that. But if you want a spell for something, money, say money. You want a money spell. And you look up, okay, I want a money spell. I want money like as soon as possible. And another thing before I actually start talking about that, they're not instant. You're going to have to wait. You have to be patient with your spells. Let them do their magic. Let them work. And let them work for you. Trust that they'll work for you. And they'll work. Most times. Now, there are many reasons why a spell could fail, but I'll get there. So, you see, what you want a money spell. You want some money. You want fast money. Because there's all sorts of different money spells out there. Fast money, money drawing, consistent, steady money, business-related spells, opposed to regular money spells or whatever else. Lots of different stuff. I mean, holy shit. This is vast. I mean, whatever kind of situation that you might have, you can create a spell for or you can find a spell for. So say you want money now. You got a bill to pay or something, or you want a new flat screen TV and it costs $600. So you want fast money so you can get yourself that TV, because TVs are nice. But you look up a fast money spell and it needs all these crazy herbs, several different types of candles, or a jar spell with all sorts of different things you put in there, stuff that you don't have or that it takes forever for you to get, or whatever else. It can be intimidating. I tell you this now, just because a spell has a lot of different fucking ingredients does not mean you cannot cast it, and does not mean you cannot change it. Because we're witches, and we do what feels right for us. And if I tell you that I want to use basil for money, then I use basil for money, but basil might mean something else for you. I mean something totally different for you. Or you say you don't have basil, but you have, cinnamon. A lot of us have cinnamon. Cinnamon is a very universal herb. Get you some cinnamon. Good stuff. Very good for money, good for protection. You can use cinnamon for almost anything. I mean, holy shit. But get you some cinnamon or whatever else and do that if that's what makes sense to you. Or, let's see. If I want to use pepper or hot chili peppers for cursing somebody, you might see that as a protective agent. You might see that as a banishing instead of just cursing. You might see it as all of those things in different things. It all is intention. And different herbal correspondences will work better in different places. Sure, I'm sure, because some of it is like the spirit of the actual herb or root that is telling you what it does. And planetary correspondences as well. And different influences to charge your herbs and charge your tools and other things. But if that doesn't feel right for you, you need to do what feels right to you, or else there will be doubts in your mind that will sabotage your magic. That's not a good thing. You don't want them to sabotage your magic, because then your spell won't work. And you went through all of that and used all those ingredients for nothing. Not fun. Not fun. So, if you find spells and there's all sorts of ingredients and shit, I don't have all of these. Like, the thing calls for basil, thyme, rosemary, fenugreek, angelica root, all sorts of shit. You don't have angelica root, but you have all the other ones. That doesn't mean you can't do the spell. You just omit the angelica root and go ahead, or replace it with something with the same intention that you do have. You don't have to panic. You also don't have to use anything. Like I said earlier, the magic is in you. You heard of sigil magic? I'm not talking about just like sigils, like a spirit sigil. I mean, well, if you're actually working with a spirit for your spell, then, you're going to want to use that too. But I'm talking just sigil magic. So you're taking like a word or an intention and creating a sigil out of it, or using planetary squares to do that. If you want me to talk about how to do those things, let me know in the comments. Because I know how to do both of them. Planetary square sigils are very effective as well. But you can just do that. Or you can use those to add to your spell. So you have a little bit of more oomph into it. And you could cast spells just by creating a sigil for something and then releasing that sigil and everything. Or you could use that in addition to like mark a jar or something. One thing I also like to do is if I'm working on somebody or whatever else, or doing a spell for someone, is making a planetary sigil of their name. So it also creates a bit of anonymity, but it also connects them with a planet that, helps with their intention. Or it doesn't necessarily have to be a planetary sigil. It could be a different sigil that involves their name and such of those things. You don't have to necessarily have 1,000,005 ingredients to cast a spell. It's all about the mindset. Is if you can quiet your mind and focus on that intention to visualize the feelings of having those things that you want. Say, okay, if you want money, you want $600 for that TV, right? So you want $600 bills in your hand. Imagine what that looks like. You're holding 6 $100 bills in your hands. Imagine the feeling of whatever currency that you use that equates to the cost of that TV. Imagine yourself holding it. Imagine the smell of money. Imagine what you're going to feel like when you're holding that money. Like, I feel fucking rich. Hell yeah, I'm going to get that goddamn TV. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to watch fucking everything on it. I'm going to play video games on it. It's going to be great. Channel that feeling as if it has happened right now, as if you already have it. If you just want fast money just to have it, or you want to draw money to you, you can use all sorts of different things. That same thing with the holding thing, or the sound of coins in a coin purse, or dropping onto a table. Visualize money or an abundant, like, green energy coming to you and sticking to you or swirling around you and coming from wherever you need it to come from, or whatever else. You also use gold for that, or a mix of both. Gold, money, luck, abundance, stuff like that. Also, I will touch on this. This is very, very, very important. So listen. Spells do not work like the movies. You cannot make things appear out of thin air. If something does not have an avenue to come into your life, it probably won't come, you know? So if you're asking for money and you have no way to receive that money, like you don't have a job, or you don't have somebody that wants to pay you for something, or you don't sell anything, or whatever else, chances are you're not going to get all of that money, or you're not going to get any of it, because it doesn't have an avenue to enter your life. Now, you can just mysteriously be given money or find money. It's happened to me and stuff like that. It's awesome. But chances are it's not going to be what you need. It's not going to be all of what you want, and you're going to need to open up some doors for that. Try a road opener spell if you need to open doors and stuff like that. You need to be able to have an open door for things to come in. So whether you're talking money, love, or whatever else, sex, I don't know, whatever else any person could want, make yourself open to it, and then work your magic and bring it to you. And the topic of involving spirits in that, like demons, for instance, like, all right, so, let's say you want, what do you want? I guess we'll keep going with money. You want money, and you want like business money and stuff along those lines. So you contact someone like Belial for that. So you'd ask him if he's going to help you with that, or offer him something that he would like. Present your case, gaze into his sigil to connect, perform your spell work and focus as you would, and you leave it in his hands. And if you have to feed the spell, you feed the spell. There's some spells you got to keep feeding. Others, you do it, you let it go, you leave it in the spirit's hands, you leave it in the universe's hands, and then you forget about it. That's another thing. Try to forget about your spells after you're done with them. Once you have finished them, release them. And try not to think about them. Don't obsess over them. You'll screw up your intention that way. And some spells you really want to keep quiet about too, because you can get mixing energies and stuff. But I have noticed not all spells are affected by this as much, but things like, especially with baneful nature, keep quiet about those. Don't go around telling everybody you're going to do that. But generally, you want to keep your shit quiet until you get what you want, or you're really heavy into it or whatever, and then you're going to be good. All right? So, don't necessarily need ingredients. The magic is in you. Give your spells time to work. Have an avenue open for you to receive your abundance and your gifts. And if you're going to work with a spirit, have an offering or thank them and give them what they want in return for doing work with them. And don't go blabbing your mouth to everybody else about it, because you might screw up your shit. So, and from personal experience, that's been a hard one for me, because I like to talk about things. I'm like, oh, this is so cool, I did this. Like, it's good to keep quiet until you get your shit. Try to do that if you can. Try it. I try. But yeah, so that's like the gist. The very, very big gist of spell work. If you have any questions about types of spells and other things, recommendations, other things of that nature, or spells that you want me to try to cover, let me know. I'll see what I can do. Might make a video of it too. As well, let me know what you want to see. I'm all up for making more videos and talking about all sorts of things having to do with witchcraft and stuff. So, I will talk with you soon. If you want any spells or readings performed for you, let us know on the page. We will set you up right. All right. You have a lovely day. I hope I was clear with this. Stay blessed. And Ave to all of you.